that fine? No, that's fine. Yep. Remember. Do I have a quorum? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I need one more. Board members, can I please have you come on up so we can get started, please? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shelby County Board of Education November 18th, 2025 work session. Mr. Jenkins, please call the roll.
Board Member Garcia.
Here.
Board Member Porter. Board Member Murphy.
Present.
Board Member Coleman. Board Vice Chair Coleman.
Here.
Board Member Love. Board Member Otay.
Here.
Board Chair McKinney.
Here. We have a quorum. Would everyone please, before we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd like to ask that you remain standing after the Pledge of Allegiance for a moment of silence. This evening's moment of silence is in remembrance of the following: the passing of Christine Neal, teacher at Kingsbury High School; passing of Lisa Jefferson, a teacher at Germanshire Elementary School; the passing of James Bernard Robinson, a retired teacher at Hickory Ridge Middle School; passing of Olga Besson Gilgo, 9th grade student at Central High School; prayers for Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr., civil rights activist and founder of Rainbow Push Coalition. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. You may be seated. All right, welcome everyone. We are now on the approval of the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Are there any amendments? Dr. Whitelaw, I see you.
Yes, Dr. Richmond. We wanted to pull 7.10, the approval kids education Treadwell Middle School. And we also want to pull approval kids first education, LLC Sheffield High School. Both of those, 710 and 711.
Are we sure that's?
Oh, am I on the right? It may
Let
be
me
another
look at
sheet.
it.
Hold on, let me find. I don't have the most dated.
Let me make
Hold on.
sure.
That's okay. She's going to give me the most current.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So this one that was at the desk, it's already been pulled. So thank you so much.
Okay, so there's no amendments from the administration?
No amendments.
No.
Because this is the
Okay.
new.
It's already been.
We have the old one.
Okay.
All right, any amendments for the board members? All right, there being no amendments, is there a motion for approval of the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second? I have a motion by Board Member Murphy, a second by Board Member Coleman. Mr. Jenkins, please take a roll call vote.
Board Member Garcia.
Aye.
Board Member Porter. Board Member Murphy.
Aye.
Board Member Coleman. Board Member Love. Board Member Otay.
Aye.
Board Chair McKinney.
Yes. All right.
We have 6 in the affirmative.
So that passes, and we have approved the agenda. Next on the agenda is the chair's report. There is no chair's report. I will reserve that for next week or week after next when we have our board meeting. Superintendent, do you have a report?
Yes, I'd just like to take a few moments to acknowledge the 80-year celebration at Shrine School. At Shrine School today, Board Member Coleman, Chair McKinney, as well as Board Member Murphy and I had an opportunity to be at Shrine School today celebrating 80 years with the Shriners. So I want to recognize that celebration. I also want to recognize the Memphis Grizzlies and several partners who showed up today for Read to Achieve, the Read to Achieve event. We had several of our schools and students there. I want to say over 3,000 to 5,000 students were there, and they were excited and having a good time. Board Member Otay, Board Member Love, and Board Member Porter and I attended that event. And last but not least, I want to thank the U.S. Band National Championship group for sponsoring their event here at Halley Stadium this past weekend. We had a wonderful time seeing our students and our bands out there performing and competing. Congratulations to Central High School. But I also want to thank our communications team, because even though it wasn't our event and we weren't sponsoring the event, Mr. Best and the entire communications team live streamed that event so that we could spotlight our students participating in the arts. And so I want to thank them, as well as the security team. It was a wonderful event. Board members, we will be sure to put it on your calendars for next year. Again, it was an event sponsored by an outside group, but we really enjoyed participating in it. So I want to thank the entire team for partnering with that group and for a wonderful event, and for all of our students who participated, and all of our band directors and principals who did a great job of preparing them. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Richmond. Just for the record, Mr. Jenkins, I want to acknowledge that Board Member Williams is here. Who else were we missing? Was that it for roll call? That was it? Okay. All right, we'll move on to staff action items. Yes, let me hold on. I think Vice Chair Coleman has something to say.
I just want to take a moment to thank my colleagues. For those that don't know, last month I lost my dear sister-in-law, and the board members that showed love to me. I'm sorry I didn't do it last month, but it's been on my heart to say thank you to the staff and everyone that showed love to my family during these difficult times. I appreciate you, and I love you, and I thank you. Thank you, Chair.
You are welcome on both accounts.
One quick thing. I wanted to just announce that this week is American Education Week, and then tomorrow is Happy Education Support Professionals Day for our support staff. So if you see somebody, get in our support staff to show them some love, bring them some flowers, some gifts, or things like that. So, and let's give them a round of applause for all the work they're doing. All right. Thank you, Board Chair.
You are welcome. So moving on, we have staff action items. 7.1, approval dual enrollment memorandum of understanding between MSCS and the Tennessee College of Applied Technology, Northwest 2025 to 2026.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the DE Memorandum of Understanding between MSCS and TCAT Northwest for dual enrollment courses. This is a one-year agreement.
Seeing no lights, we'll move on to the next one. 7.2, approval amended local dual credit memorandum of understanding between MSCS and Southwest Tennessee Community College 2025 to 2026.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended that the Shelby County Board of Education approve the amended memorandum of understanding between MSCS and Southwest Tennessee Community College for local dual credit courses. This is also a one-year agreement at no cost.
Thank you. Seeing no lights, move on to the next one. 7.3, contract approval, teaching strategies. $364,208.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the ratification of the continuation of professional development services cloud platform membership, bench assessment screener, and ADT training with teaching strategies in the total amount of $364,208. The contract includes $17,850 for inspiring interaction professional development for teachers only, $269,538 for cloud platform membership renewals, and $76,820 for the Finch assessment screener.
Seeing no lights, we'll move to the next item. 7.4, contract approval, waterford.org, in the amount of $182,820.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the contract with Waterford.org to provide licenses for 3,330 preschool students to access Waterford's early learning platform, which includes reading, math, and science content designed to support kindergarten readiness. The total contract amount is $182,820.
I have one light. Vice Chair Coleman.
Interim Superintendent, this is the first time we've used this company.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Seeing no additional lights, move to the next item. 7.5, contract approval, MSCS Pearson, in the amount of $220,496.50.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the NCS Pearson contract in the amount of $220,496.50 for industry credentials in college, career, and technical education programs.
Seeing no lights, moving on to 7.6, contract approval, ICEV Multimedia, in the amount of $368,738.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the Internet Creative Educational Videos ICEV Multimedia contract in the amount of $368,738 for the curriculum and certification in college and career technical educational programs.
Seeing no lights, moving on to 7.7, contract approval, CompTIA, in the amount of $158,005.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the CompTIA contract in the amount of $158,005 for industry certification preparation and assessment in college, career, technical education, information technology programs.
Seeing no lights, moving on to 7.8, contract approval, Career Safe, in the amount of $140,000.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the Career Safe contract in the amount of $140,000 for Level 1 OSHA 10-hour certification in college, career, and technical educational programs.
Seeing no lights, moving on to 7.9, donation acceptance, Procter & Gamble, in the amount of $25,000.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education accept a donation valued at more than $25,000 from Procter & Gamble of oral health necessities to promote oral health awareness and reduce untreated dental issues.
Seeing no lights, moving on to item 7.10, the 2026-2027 charter renewal timeline.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended that the Shelby County Board of Education approve the recommendation for the charter renewal timeline for the 2026-27 school year based on the annual process determined by Board Policy 1011.
Can we actually see the timeline? Is there?
Mr. Parker, is there
Or is it?
a PowerPoint with the timeline on it, or is it in that particular Word document?
Yes, sir. It's both. There's a PowerPoint with the timeline in it. It's also in your folder on the right-hand side, and it's also posted to board docs.
For public consumption, I wanted to see the timeline.
There is a timeline embedded in the presentation,
There it
as
is.
well as there is a separate document that is a charter school renewal process timeline that is on board docs that accompanies the presentation.
All right, I wanted an opportunity for board members to see this and also for the listening public. So this is by statute that we have to have these things done within this amount of time.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one question. Board Member Love.
I asked you this privately, but can a charter school have 2 years for their planning year?
So by statute, they are automatically granted 1 year without question. For a second year or anything beyond that, it typically does go for approval through executive leadership and or the board as the authorizer and LEA see fit.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Seeing no other lights, 7.11, contract approval, Memphis Zoological Society for $125,000.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended that the Shelby County Board of Education approve the MOU valued at $125,000 with the Memphis Zoological Society.
Seeing no lights, moving to 7.12, contract approval, Methodist Community Care Associates Employee On-Site Medical Services in the amount of $2,091,537.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve a 1-year extension term in the amount up to $2,091,537 to provide on-site medical service to its employees and dependents to include but not limited to primary care and pharmaceutical services for generic, non-class 4 drugs at 2 established sites. The cost of the on-site medical services include Flicker Street Clinic in the amount of $1,649,253 and Hacks Cross Clinic in the amount of $442,284.
I do have a question. Board Member Love.
I just want to give kudos to the Flicker Clinic. I go there every 2 weeks and get my B12 shot, and they B12 shot. It only costs $10, and they are so nice.
Yes, they are Flicker Street. Very, very nice. I do have a question because I want to make sure that I have a couple questions. Is this clinic open to just employees?
Yes, this particular clinic is just open to employees and their dependents, correct? We do have other clinics, 2 other clinics that are open to students, which are our student-based clinics.
And so because of the kudos that you got from Board Member Love, I want to make sure that I think we all want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure we're marketing to our employees these wonderful services.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Board Member Hewitt Garcia.
I was doing iPhone math. I think I actually brought this up last year. So we're paying an average of, for every visit, about $232 if there's 9,000 visits between them. Is my math right? So, is that what kind of things are they coming for? Is that I asked for sort of like, would we be better off to pass on premium reductions in our own health insurance? Have we done any sort of analysis or spoken to partners like Shelby County who have their own health centers as well? Like, I think there's a value to it, but can we get an economies of scale where we're getting a per visit cost down, or is that actually a great cost? I don't know the answer to.
Yeah, thank you, Board Member Garcia. Ms. Johnson, would you share all of the services that we provide, also share the why behind why our 2 employee clinics are so important, and then ask for Board Member Garcia answer the question around the cost per employee.
Okay, so the clinic does not necessarily charge us per visit. The estimated cost 150 to 200 is a estimation of what a doctor's visit costs for if you just go to the regular doctor. We're seeing OJIs, we're seeing new hire physicals, we're seeing Department of Transportation physicals, we're seeing minor medical issues. They do sutures. So cost is based on staffing and supplies and software and you know, your EMR, your medical records system as well. So that is our main charge a lot of time is the staffing that we have, our nurse practitioners, as well as our medical director who works for Methodist. Pretty much. That's what, and then the supplies, the cost for medication that we keep on site for our clinics.
Thank you. I'm not, I guess, I don't have any, I know the value of this, right? In terms of access to, it's hard to get medical care. I have a PCP. It takes sometimes 5 or 6 weeks to get an appointment. I'm talking about, have we looked at it from like an efficiency standpoint? Like, I would just like to see, are there other medical clinics of which we could improve access, or are we max at capacity? Do we feel like we're seeing the greatest number of patients we can?
Yes. Well, looking at the numbers from when the clinic began, we are now at 10,000 or more visits per year. So I would defer to Mr. Langston as far as the information, as far as the insurance piece. But we are growing. We're seeing an increase every year in the utilization of the clinics.
That's great.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. To piggyback on her, so what you'll see is one, we talked about the RFP process that would encompass this as well. But to piggyback on Ms. Johnson, just so you know, and I welcome any board member to take you through what our insurance fund looks like, how we get the calculation of our numbers. But based on us having an on-site employee in clinic, what it does is it allows us to pay less premium in our own insurance funds because we have this on-site clinic. We offer also medications, and from a pharmacy standpoint, we're even having this on site, as well as we've looked at other models. Nashville uses this. It allows our employees to take advantage of this, but instead of going to their primary care doctors, it lessens our insurance costs. So to answer your original question, is this a good number? Yes, it is. Because excellent. Yes.
I mean, I think hearing even think something like they do sutures that is much cheaper than the emergency room. So thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Thanks.
Seeing no further questions, moving on to 7.13, contract approval, Dell Endpoint Protection in the amount of $822,378.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended that the Shelby County Board of Education approve the contract to Dell Marketing LP in the amount of $822,378 for the purchase of the Endpoint Protection Platform.
Board Member Porter.
Just want to ask real quick, would there be any additional training around this particular software that we're using, or if we could bring anything in-house dealing with this?
That's a good question, Board Member Porter. So currently our current internal IT team manages this software using Dell. Remember, we have over 100,000 plus computers on our network. This software manages the cybersecurity threats, if you will, as it relates to coming into our network for that. So are we looking at doing things in-house? We absolutely would love to in the future, but I'll be honest and transparent with you where we are as an IT team. We're developing an IT plan where eventually we want to be in-house, but it's going to take us some time to develop that plan, just being transparent.
I got you. And also, does the $822,000, does that cover maintenance or any upgrade fees or anything like that?
Yes, sir. It covers everything as relates to it. And again, it's a cybersecurity prevention, if you will. So if for some reason any of our devices get flagged for cybersecurity, we'll work with Dell to mitigate those risks.
Seeing no further questions, we'll move on to 7.14, approval, Chef's Deal restaurant equipment in the amount of $106,950.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the award to Chef's Deal restaurant equipment for $100,950 for 20 insulated hot boxes. This was based on Ion Wave bid number 2358 DEM.
Seeing no questions, moving on to 7.15, approval, Diligence Corporation in the amount of $275,000.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the ratification of purchase order number 2612425 for Diligence Corporation in the amount of $275,000 to request. The request is for Firewatch security services for the remainder of the 2025-26 school year, and is based on RFP number 032525DW, Master Contract 2025-0627.
Board Member Hewitt Garcia.
What's the cost of just replacing the sprinkler system?
I'll defer to Mr. Langston or Ms. Stewart.
Michelle, I don't know if you know right off the top of your head, but your detailed question you want to ask is why we paying Diligence $275,000 when we can just replace the system. To answer your question,
Correct.
we are replacing the system. The issue we're having is parts and to get in place to replace the system. So in doing so, the fire marshal has says that until you fix the system, you have to have something in place. Now I'm not gonna give. I have another suggestion to this. I'm gonna talk to my boss before I talk to the board about it first, and I'm gonna give you something that I think you'll like in addition to this going forward. But Michelle, I don't know if you know off the top of your head. We could get it back to you what it'll take to replace the system, but we are replacing the system. But in the meantime, while we wait on the parts to replace the system, it's taking a long time. We have to do this for our watch.
So it says to provide service until June 30th. Say the parts arrive and you can get this done by end of March. Do they prorate only the time?
We only use this service as needed. So
okay, so it's bill accrued as you use it.
Yes, ma'am. The moment we get the part fixed, we send Diligence on about their way.
Should we say in the amount of up to $275,000 then, in terms of
we could
amount?
We could change the language to say not to exceed $275,000.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Board Member Love.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought we sold the Bear Building. This is not included in the Bear Building?
This is for CNC. This is the CNC building that we have as a other part of Jackson.
Yeah.
So this is not the Bear Building. But
Correct me.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct me.
No, ma'am. Mild
Thank you.
correction.
So if I understood you correctly, Mr. Langston, that you may be bringing something to us different on December 2nd?
What I'm saying now is I need the board to approve this so we can have something in place to get us out of the hair of the fire marshal. I got an innovative idea that I want to bring to my boss before we bring to the board about how we can lessen this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So your innovative idea will decrease this by December 2nd. Okay, maybe. All right, just clarity. Thank you. So, seeing no other questions, moving on to 7.16, approval, Singer Hotel and Restaurant Supply in the amount of $116,456.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the award to Singer Hotel and Restaurant Supply for $116,456 for 20 slide-in steam tables. This was based on Ion Wave bid number 2355 DEM.
Board Member Love.
How many more schools need slide-in tables?
Mr. Langston.
I'll have to get there for you. So right now, these are the schools that we know, but as we continue to do inventory, as far as I know, it's these 20. But these are the steam tables, the steam the foods. I can get that to you as early as. Can you give me to tomorrow? Tonight. I'll stay up and get it to you tonight. Yes, ma'am.
Seeing no more questions, moving on to 7.17, contract approval, Watkins Uberall PLLC in the amount of $105,000.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve a one-year professional service contract with Watkins Uberall PLLC for the internal school funds annual audit in the amount of $105,000. The Tennessee Code annotated section 49-2110 and 12 states the local board of education shall conduct an annual audit of the accounts and records of all schools under its jurisdiction that receive and disperse funds.
Board Member Hewitt Garcia.
This is just a reminder that I've asked for a summary of our internal school fund audits, both strengths and areas for growth. We get each individual one, but if we could see that information all together, so we can, as a board, decide if there are any resources or budget investments we can make into improving our audit, or if they do a summary of this as well, I'd love to see that. Thank you.
Seeing no further questions, moving on to 7.18, approval, Crown Software Experts LLC in the amount of $2,365,230.74.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the contract with Crayon Software Experts LLC and the amount not to exceed $2,365,230.74 for the purchase of Microsoft Office 365 AS educational software licenses for the district.
Seeing no lights, moving on to 7.19, contract renewal, Hess Facilities in the amount of $8,342,404.16.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the one-year contract renewal from January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2026 with Hess Facilities in the amount of $8,342,404.16 to provide custodial services for all district facilities in the Southeast region.
Board Member Murphy, then Board Member Hewitt Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to see the top 3 bids for these, if possible. These are renewals, okay? So the ones that's coming up is the new ones. I would like to see the top 3 bids. So I'm saying early. We're going to get there in a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Board Member Hewitt Garcia, and then Love.
What is the, I saw on the second slide that a general statement, but what does their scorecard look like in terms of cleanliness or penalties they may have paid? Can you tell us a little more detail?
Mr. Langston, you are Ms. Stewart. However, can I just kind of give this caveat? The first 3 are renewals, with the 4th one being the selected custodial service company for that 4th region. So if you all, would you all still like the scorecards for the ones that we're renewing?
I'm not talking about like a scorecard for a bid. I just want to see what their performance is currently. Like I assume that it is good and that, and I'm not holding up a renewal of it, but I would like to see how they all stack up against each other. And we did work to put stronger penalties in place for there were no shows or not meeting the standard with our building engineers. I think there's been really strong oversight. So I just like, there's no rush to see that.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we also want to think about growing capacity. I know we went from one vendor to multiple vendors, but as they perform, do we ask the question, can you take on additional buildings if they are performing? That's really what I'm trying to get at.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Ms. Stewart, can you share with board members when we can have that information for them for these renewals, please?
Yes, sir, I can give it, I'll get it to you tomorrow, and I'll just, for the existing 3 vendors, give you their average scores for their zones. But they all did score right close to each other in the low 90s, which is great, and they have no outstanding penalties.
Board Member Ote.
Thank you, Board Chair. I was just going to ask if we can get those scorecards by Friday. Would that be too much, Ms. Michelle?
I'll give it to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yep.
Seeing no further questions, moving on to 7 point. Oh, I'm sorry, Steph. Go ahead.
Amber asked one of my questions. Do you have the principal surveys?
Stewart.
Yeah.
Let me get with Director Rogers, but I don't believe we do have principal surveys. Our building engineers do work with the principals when they're doing the daily scoring of each area, but I'll make sure we have a line for principal comment.
Do you have the building engineer surveys?
Yes, ma'am. The building engineers are the ones who score it.
Yeah.
And so we have each day they look at a different part of the building. So there's a whole list of, I'm going to look at the gym floor in class 123 and the second floor on this day, and they go by and check each thing for each section of the building weekly. So we do have that.
The services that we are doing with the new on, did those square feet decrease or increase?
Those square feet stayed the same in the 3 zones where we're having a renewal. They're all the same since we didn't open or close any schools or receive anything back from the ASD this operating school year. They're the same. The only change is the 3% increase, which is the custodial workers, cost of living raise.
Did I get everybody? All right. Moving on to 7.20, contract renewal, Parku, I think I'm saying that right, LLC, $9,249,811.11.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the 1-year contract renewal from January 1, 2026 to December 31st, 2026 with Parku LLC in the amount of $9,249,811.11 to provide custodial services for all district facilities in the Southwest region.
Seeing no questions, moving to 7.21, contract approval. Oh, you have your light on for the last one or this one? Okay. Contract approval for ABM Industries Group, $7,215,103.13.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the 1-year contract from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026 with ABM Industries Group in the amount of $7,215,103.13 to provide custodial services for all district facilities in the Northwest region.
I have Board Member Murphy, Board Member Love, then Board Member Hewitt Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the one I was waiting on. I wanted to know who the top 3 bids that bidded with them, and I wanted to know what kind of work they've done in the district.
Thank you, Board Member Murphy, for that question. At this time, do you want to display the bid sheet, or do you want to just speak to it?
Dr. Richmond, I have some new hot off the press information. Board Member Murphy, to your question, I just received information from the procurement department that we have a possible protest with this. So I'm not able to share right now what the bids are, but once the protest periods have passed, I'll share your question with the exact board if that makes sense to board members. So to keep it confidential for now while we're in a protest period, because we just got this contract as of yesterday with the intent to award. Once the protest period ends, we answer the questions of if it was processed, then I can share with the board that information if that makes sense.
So we'll put a pin in this for now?
Yeah, well, it's not a voting night. This is just a recommendation based on the scoring that came out of the.
But if we have issues, can we put a pin in it for now to figure out until you come back with some solid?
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna put it's not going to be voted on until December the 2nd anyway. But even before then, the protest period would have ended. I will send something to you before we get to the business meeting. This is just work session.
Okay.
Tonight, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I would like to ask General Counsel, because it's in protest, should we even be discussing it at this point in time? Okay. Board members, we're going to put a pin on that. We're going to hold it, and we'll move on to the next thing.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
7.22 contract renewal, Service Master Clean LLC in the amount of $10,576,651.45.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Shelby County Board of Education approve the one-year contract renewal from January 1, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 with Service Master Clean LLC in the amount of $10,576,651.45 to provide custodial services for all district facilities in the Northeast region.
Board Member Love.
I was going to ask Tito, when does it end? Yeah. When does it end? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Seeing no lights for 7.22, moving on to 7.23, contract approval, district-wide chiller preventative maintenance services in the amount of $1,543,920.05.
Excuse me, Superintendent, that amount must be from an old piece of documentation. The recommendation there is the 474.
Yeah, I was looking at it, but I got you. Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education approve the contract with Ewing Kessler, Inc., Carrier Corporation, and Integrity Mechanical Solutions for district-wide chiller maintenance services. These are one-year contracts totaling $474,742. Each contract includes 2 one-year options to renew.
So to be clear, this is not the amount that that's on here should be $474,742.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have Board Member Love.
Is the contract for the whole district?
Ms. Stewart?
Yes, ma'am. It's for the whole district, and you see there where it says chiller brand, it's done by the brand of chiller in each school, but it is for every school with a chiller.
Thank you.
Board Member Hewitt Garcia.
What would the staffing look like? Is it fiscally responsible to hire people to do this given the number of chillers that we have? It seems like, I know we have a lot, so but could a team of 5 or 1 in each region who are managing chillers do this work? Like,
so the preventative maintenance tech positions that the board approved will take over some of this work. Now, some of it includes big machinery that takes the chillers physically apart that we don't own. So,
got it.
But I can look into the cost of those kinds of machines. But some of the PMTs, preventative maintenance techs, will take over some of this work.
so is it your perspective we're moving towards moving some of that in-house, or like?
We are. It's going to
Okay.
take a while to get everybody
Sure.
trained and up to speed, and we're going to focus at first on cleaning of coils and cleaning of units and all the rooftops. If you think of a big, think of a Dexter.
Sure.
They have 150 rooftop units up there, so
Right.
that is a massive project. So just getting all of that done is our first step, because this is a much more labor-intensive and detailed
Got it.
process.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Board Member Love, then Board Member Coleman.
How many chillers have we recently replaced?
I don't want to lie to you, so let me get that back to you. But somewhere around, just since I've been in this seat, at least 15, I would say. So let me give you, over the past 5 years or so,
Yeah.
that number.
And they're new, so they won't be included in this RFP.
They are included. Every chiller is included, because you want to clean it and keep it as new as possible so that it doesn't age out before its lifetime expectancy. So if you see on that slide that there's cleaning of the coils and rotting and cleaning the pipes, and that basically means taking a big, huge pipe cleaner and taking it through all the pipes that connect to the chillers to get all of the gunk that gets in the pipes so that that gunk doesn't get into the chiller and clog the chiller up and break it down. So we do it with the new ones and the old ones.
Thank you.
Board Member Love asked one of my questions, but approximately how long does it take for this to be done for our entire district?
Let me get back to you on that answer too. But we're going to do this part. It'll be done by the time we're ready for turn the air conditioner on again. So we want this contract now so that we can do it during the winter, and it will be finished before we turn the AC back on. But I can't tell you exactly how long it'll take.
Because the problem we're having is some schools are saying that it's cold in their building, and by the time the chiller is actually cleaned, it's time for the air to be back on. So these contractors or these vendors, do we hold them to a certain time frame? You have until January the 15th to get the chillers, and how do we decide which schools they go to?
I can give you the schedule if you would like. We can give you a tentative schedule of where people will be and when they'll be there.
And we've used these 4 vendors before? These are the ones we use?
Yes, ma'am. And we use these vendors for multitude of things, but these are if you see on that chiller brand, they specifically know about those brands of chillers, and that's why they won these bids.
And can you provide us with their information? Have they been on time with our chillers? Or
I can give you all that.
Thank you.
Seeing no further questions, moving to 7.24, Contract Amendment B for Applied Inc.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended Shelby County Board of Education amend the contract with B4 Applied Inc. by extending the completion date from 12/30/2025 to 6/30/2026. This extension is necessary to repair buildings damage resulting from old roofs. There's no cost increase.
Seeing no questions, moving to 7.25, Approval, Zayo Inc., in the amount of $2,102,650.37.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended that the Shelby County Board of Education approve the contract with Zayo Inc. for intercom replacements at 7 schools for $2,102,650.37.
I have Board Member Porter, then Board Member Coleman.
Yes, my question is the same one as Board Member Coleman just stated. So I guess when would be projected that all the schools will be finished? I guess I missed the first 2 phases, but can I just get a list of all the intercom systems that will be throughout the school that'll be done? What the time frame would be done?
You can, and the time frame is going to be obviously dependent on the funding, because you can see they're quite expensive to replace individually. And this gets us, with this set of 7, gets us to 53 total replaced. So if you think of us at 155 schools, then we're about a third of the way there. But let me be clear that that doesn't mean that the ones that are not inside the 53 don't have intercoms. It's just that the world has changed to voice over IP, so an internet-based intercom system versus a low voltage. So if you're not in the 53 that has this internet-based, you still have a working intercom. It's just the old kind that our maintenance techs know how to fix and can fix. So, but we'll bring more, as we get more funding. It's just a slow roll.
And if you recall, help me, Ms. Stewart, if I'm wrong, this was one of those fire life safety investments that we took before the county, that we were asking approximately 35 million to try to do it all. Yes, sir.
Board Member Coleman, did you? Yeah.
I did.
And then Love.
Board Member Porter asked one of my questions, but of the ones that we've already recently completed, have we got all of those before these 7 completed, the intercoms installed?
Yes, ma'am. So yes is the short answer, but there are some schools where This is before me, so I can't take the blame. I'm having to clean up a little bit of stuff. So there are some schools where perhaps they didn't get it. They didn't get as many intercoms as they might have needed. They didn't draw it out correctly. There was not a project manager necessarily managing this project the way they should have. So we're doing a little cleanup, but yes, the 53, well, the ones that are complete are all in, but I'm having to go back and add here and there and tweak a few things.
Okay, and I'm jumping ahead because I'm seeing the money coming for us to add more. How do you determine what's the next 10 schools?
Right, so we used the facility condition assessment for some of this, but for these schools, the phases were kind of determined before me. So when I got to phase 3 of this, we examined all of the work orders we get for intercoms, and I talked to my team, my maintenance guys, to understand which ones they just could not find parts for anymore. If we can't find parts, I mean, we have people shopping on eBay for parts for some of our systems for different, I mean, even for our HVAC, because things was just so old. So those systems we prioritize first if we can't find the parts, just to make sure that every school does have a working intercom.
Hanley Elementary, that's all I'm gonna say. Hanley Elementary.
Yes, ma'am.
Board Member Love.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We did Carver Guthrie last school year.
I think that it might have been talked about, but we did not there's not an intercom there, a new voice over IP intercom.
So
Perhaps we
that
fixed
school
it.
has been operating for a whole year?
So it has an intercom. It's just not this new internet-based intercom. It's the old low voltage intercom. And it's not in good condition at all, which is why it moved up to this list. It's kind of similar probably to Hanley, schools that we
Yeah.
got back from the ASD. Things came back in bad condition.
That school was in terrible shape
Yes, ma'am.
last year because I went over there and we all received a numerous of emails. I thought we took care of it, but we're going to take care of it now.
We are.
Board Member Porter.
This kind of answer, but is there a way we can just send communications out to our schools? Because as we walk the schools and everything, we get questions about when the intercom system is going to get fixed. We haven't heard anything. Intercoms, playgrounds, security cameras, just those nature. I know at one point Chief Langston mentioned that it was a backlog. Maybe I think it probably was the intercoms or something like that. But we can just send communications out to the principals so we can just inform them, hey, your school is on the list for this particular item, and things will be working out or something like that, or we may be waiting on particular funding for that particular item.
Sure. So in the facility master plan, we will have some of those larger systems laid out because every principal likes to talk about, we were on the list for 10 years and we never saw. So sure, every school's on the list because every school's intercom is going to need to be replaced, right? Even the ones we just replaced last year will need to be replaced again in 20 years. So the list just keeps rolling. The problem is that I can tell you these are the next 10 schools on the list to get a new boiler. And unless we have money to get a new boiler, we don't get new boilers. And so that list doesn't move. So principals, we do need to do some educating there to get people to understand that if we don't fix a new boiler, then that list of 10 remains the list of 10 until we get the money to fix. So the list doesn't move as quickly as people might think.
Board Member Murphy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Michelle, I'm going to add to what Tamarcus just said because I think some of the football fields, their intercom system, you can't hear anything. And so we can add that to the list if possible. Thanks.
Seeing no further questions, moving to 7.26, contract approval, fiscal year 26, fire alarm replacements, $1,800,697.69.
Yes, Madam Chair, as recommended, Shelby County Board of Education approves the contract with the listed vendors for fire alarm replacements at 6 schools for $1,800,697.69.
Seeing no questions, moving on to 7.27, Memorandum of Understanding between Shelby County Sheriff's Department and Memphis-Shelby County Schools.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's recommended the Memphis-Shelby County Schools Board of Education approve the memorandum of understanding between the Shelby County Sheriff's School Resource Officer Program and Memphis-Shelby County Schools.
Board Member Love.
What changed this year versus last year?
Major Jackson, can you provide what changed?
In reviewing the MOU this year, it appears to be the same as it was because I missed last year, right? So I did not have last year to compare. Okay. But it appears to be the same. It's no cost associated with this.
What are the students saying about our MOU?
The students about the MOU or the deputies in the schools?
About the deputies in the school.
It varies, Board Member Love. You have some schools where the deputies are truly interacting with the students, the staff, to get that positive result that we want. And then you have some schools that are not as active. So you get a little bit of both.
I would like to shout out Woodstock Middle School. That deputy is on point. He interacts with the kids, and he has eat with the kids and play with the kids. And we need more deputies like that.
Thank you. I agree.
All right, seeing no questions, moving to 7.27, Memorandum of Understanding between Shelby. Oh, we did that one. Oh, well, good. We're going on to board items. 8.1, Proposed Policies, first reading.
Good afternoon. We only have one policy that will be going before the board today, and that's the superintendent evaluation policy, and we are asking for a suspension of section A1 of policy number 1005 until January the 26th of 2026. And we will be asking for a suspension of the rules for you to be able to vote on this with one reading.
Thank you. Seeing no questions, moving to the next item, 8.2, Fiscal Year 26 November Budget Amendment.
Please share, Mr. Langston.
Thank you, Dr. Richmond, members of the board. Trying to little deja vu. Board members, this budget amendment for the general public, it reflects a net decrease of $177,615,007. Essentially, the large decrease is attributed to us removing the charter school state portion of TISA in the general fund. We are also increasing or truing up our federal and non-special federal revenue funds up now that we know the actual grant numbers related to our October submission of our final expenditure reports to the state. And then Yolanda, if you can go to the slide, this slide with the, I just wanted to go back over this slide one. We're adding roughly about 40 positions to the budget, largely related to 10 safety security monitors to support in our schools where we have our safety and security equipment. And then we're adding 20 real-time safety center associates to man our real-time safety center that we're set to open mid-December. I'll take any questions around the budget amendment.
Board Member Love.
Is the is the new positions that we had last year, 2 years ago?
No, ma'am. Well, I stand corrected. Some of those student support positions that we have are some positions that we had 2 years ago. There's a few of them where you'll see we did have data analysts and discipline, and then we also had some discipline advisors. We did have those positions 2 years ago, and now that we are, Dr. Richmond talked about building out student support, we are adding those positions out. The majority of the rest of them is just due to our new state of district business, but that first attendance and discipline advisor is new, and we had it 2 years ago, as well as the data analyst for attendance and discipline.
So how many of them are new versus 2 years ago?
All of them are new with the well, I take that back. Those houselessness liaisons we also had 2 years ago. Yeah. They were on ESSER funds when we had them. They were decreased out of the budget, so we're adding those three back. So five of the positions are from 2 years ago that we had. The rest of them are new positions new to the district.
Thank you.
No additional questions. Moving on to 8.3, 2026 Legislative Agenda Draft Review.
Yes, ma'am. Superintendent, board members, we presented the items for the proposed board legislative agenda during the committee meeting, and they will be coming before you next week for your approval.
Are there any questions just for the listening public? It is published. We did go through it during our board committee meetings, and we will be, I think, having some opportunities to add some additional legislative items.
Yes, ma'am. We will be bringing a resolution as well.
Thank you.
To add some additional items.
All right. Any additional questions or comments? Seeing none, moving on to 8.4, the Council of Great Cities Schools, $105,000.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This item is related to a resolution that this body passed, I believe it's the August board business meeting, selecting the Council of the Great City Schools as a consultant for board governance services. So we now have a contract to bring before the board to begin providing those services starting January 1 of 2026. It is recommended that the Shelby County Board of Education approve the 2-year contract between MSCS and the Council of the Great City Schools for the performance of professional services for consulting services and board governance. Again, it's a 2-year contract with an $80,000 fee for the duration of the 2 years, plus travel expenses to be capped at $25,000.
Are there any questions? Seeing no questions and there being no further business, we will. Oh, one other. Okay. Yes, Dr. Richmond.
Yes, I'd like to just kind of take this point out. I see Miss Marable from UEA. I also see Miss Fields from MSCA. I think I saw Miss Rivers earlier. I wanted to thank them for partnering with the district. We're hoping that we'll have the MOU signed and we'll be able to bring it to the business meeting next month. But again, I want to thank them for being great partners in this work with us and being collaborative as we bring forth to the board a signed MOU before the year is out.
Thank you. Just to let everyone know, we're going to adjourn the board work session and we will reconvene for a special call meeting at 7:30. This meeting is now adjourned. Get you here so we can start on time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shelby County Board of Education, November 18th, 2025 special called meeting. Mr. Jenkins, please call the roll.
Board Member Porter. Board Member Murphy.
Present.
Board Member Love.
Here.
Board Member Otay.
Here.
Board Vice Chair Coleman.
Present.
Board Chair McKinney. You have 6 in the affirmative.
So we have a quorum. The purpose of the meeting is to discuss and take action on a resolution approval for litigation, approval of the facilities ad hoc committee recommendations, and approval of the charter schools fall amendment recommendations. Only these items on the agenda can be discussed, and we will not discuss any other items or act upon anything else. Could everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. We are now at the time of our meeting where we have public comment. So I will provide for you the parameters in which we conduct public comment. In accordance with state statute, the board shall reserve a period for public comment during business and special called meetings. Only those members of the public who submit public comment cards to the board chairman prior to the commencement of this meeting shall be permitted to address the board. Public comments will proceed in the order in which the public comment cards are received. A sign-up sheet for public comment is available 30 minutes prior to each applicable meeting and will be closed at the start of the meeting. The sign-up is located at the entryway table just past the security checkpoint. Speakers must state their name, organization he or she is representing, if any, and the subject of their comment before they are permitted to proceed. Speakers may offer objective comments about school operations and programs that concern them. Again, objective comments about school operations and programs that concern them. Speakers are asked to refrain from using names of personnel or names of persons connected with the school system, particularly when lodging a complaint. Speakers will absolutely not be permitted to engage in gossip, make defamatory comments, or use abusive or vulgar language. The chairman shall have the authority to terminate the remarks of any individual who is disruptive or does not adhere to these particular rules. We have 3 speakers. We will give them a minute and a half to speak. Our first, and please come project, I'm sorry. Project it right over here. Please adhere to that time. Once your time has expired, I will ask you to please sit down, or you may sit down on your own accord. I have 3 speakers tonight. I'm calling them up in order. Latasha Griggs, Liz Marable, Andrea Bell.
Good evening. My name is Tasha Griggs. My address is 1531 Sub. I just really want this board to understand that if they wonder why the state is coming in, it's because there's a lot of ethics violations going on up there. and nobody is taking into consideration what people saying. That's all I want to say on that. And another thing is, I'm having a potluck since it's the holiday. I'm having a potluck, and I want to invite you all to it. The address is 3618 Orange Blossom Court. You all want to come out with fellowship? Come on out. Let's fellowship and have a good time. Have a nice.
Good evening. My name is Liz Marable, 6263 Poplar Avenue. This week we celebrate American Education Week. We pause to honor something powerful, the belief that every child in Memphis deserves a free, equitable, and life-changing public education. In Memphis-Shelby County Schools, a pathway to opportunity is created every single day by our teachers, our educational support professionals, our mental health team, our administrators, and our district personnel, and the unwavering voice of the United Education Association. To our teachers, you are the difference makers of this city. You ignite curiosity. You open doors students never knew existed. You stand beside them when the world feels heavy. You do more than deliver lessons. You transform lives. To our education support professionals, our mental health professionals, and our security officers, you are the heartbeat and the healing of our schools. You greet students with warmth. You ensure they are fed. You keep our buildings safe. You create the environment where learning becomes impossible. You are often unseen, but you are never unimportant. Our children rise because you lift them even in their darkest hours. To our administrators and leaders, your resilience, your vision, and your belief in this district guide our schools forward. You hold together complex systems and support thousands of staffs and family. Your leadership fuels the progress. And to most important people, our students, you're the reason we are here. Let's continue to unite, work together for the promise of a better day in Memphis. Let's work together rather than pull each other apart. This is a city that needs to be united like the United Education Association and the Teachers United. Thank you.
Good evening. Andrea Bell, 5445 Bridge Meadow Lane. I'm actually in District 4. I am here because I wanted to talk about the lawsuits or what you guys would like to vote on. I asked you, what is the point of the lawsuits? We have spoken. We have canvassed. We have said what we think is right for our children. This is not a personal vendetta. I have a child that goes to the Shelby County school system, and sadly I can say her academic success is not based on this school system. What her academic success is based on is me. I must say this, I can attribute my academic success to the Memphis City school system, the one that I was brought up in, where we made education for us important, where I was able to go to 4-H clubs, to get out of my South Memphis neighborhood, to learn something different. It's not about personal vendetta. It's not about what we do behind closed scenes. It's about how we can be leaders, education for our children, how we can stand up and say that we need better. Now I'm asking you this. Please consider your leaders. Thank you.
That is the end of our public comments. Thank you. Next item of business is 6.1, resolution approval, litigation. It is recommended that the Memphis-Shelby County Schools Board of Education approves the resolution authorizing the General Counsel of Memphis-Shelby County Schools to retain outside legal counsel to investigate and initiate litigation challenging the Shelby County Commission's resolution aligning school board elections. Mr. Jenkins, could you read the resolution into the record, please?
Thank you, Chair. Whereas on August 1st, 2024, Shelby County, Tennessee voters duly elected 5 members representing Districts 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 to the Shelby County Board of Education, the board, each to serve a statutory 4-year term pursuant to TCA Section 49-2-201A1. And whereas these newly elected members were sworn into and assumed office on August 29th and September 1st of 2024, respectively, with terms extending through the 2028 election cycle. And whereas on September 22nd, 2025, the Shelby County Board of Commissioners, the Commission, adopted a resolution, the Commission resolution, based on permissive legislation enacted by state legislators to realign board elections with local elections and impose term limits. And whereas the effect of the Commission resolution will place all 9 board seats on the ballot in 2026, thereby abridging the terms of the 5 newly elected members of the board by 2 years, contrary to established statutory terms of office and voter expectations at the time of the election. And whereas on October 6, 2025, Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris vetoed the Commission resolution, citing its potential illegality and impermissible abridgment of elected terms absent emergency circumstances or criminal misconduct. And whereas on October 27, 2025, the Commission voted 8-4 to override the mayor's veto, thereby enacting the Commission resolution and accelerating the election for all the board members for the 2026 elections. And whereas the board and Memphis-Shelby County schools have compelling interest in protecting the integrity of its governance structure, upholding the democratic process by preserving the full terms of office as established at the time of elections, and maintaining the decision-making authority vested in the body by law. And whereas concerns have arisen regarding the legality and constitutionality of the Commission resolution, including if it violates state and federal laws or the rights of the school district, duly elected officials and voters. Be it therefore resolved that the Shelby County Board of Education, 1, finds that the Commission resolution constitutes an imminent threat to the lawful function and democratic integrity of the Shelby County Board of Education and the district it governs. 2, directs its general counsel to immediately retain and engage outside legal counsel to promptly assess the legality and constitutionality of the Commission resolution. 3, directs its general counsel, following consultation with outside counsel, to initiate litigation challenging the enforceability of the Commission resolution if deemed appropriate. Be it finally resolved that the general counsel shall report to the board on the progress of such legal assessment and any proposed or initiated legal action. Thank you.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I think I need for you to say, I move that we accept it. It's been moved by Board Member Love and seconded by Board Member Murphy. Do we have any discussion? Board Member Love, or you just? Okay. Board Member Porter, and then Board Member Murphy.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to, say on the record that I think collectively all of us had probably over 20,000 people that did their due diligence to come out and vote, and to make their voice heard. And for me, for a person that's taken 6 years just to get a board seat, to continue to advocate for the children, to get a seat at the table, for that potential seat to be possibly cut short, it's disheartening. And so again, I just want to thank my constituents for coming out and doing that due diligence, doing that due diligence to come out and vote. For me, I'm just continuing to advocate for children. Yeah, I do agree to this resolution that we got to fight back. Only for one, because it's undemocratic, right, and it's unconstitutional. And so, just a collective body, I think that we got to fight back. And again, and we're not necessarily fighting for us as individuals, but we're fighting for those voices, for those people that came out and vote. So we understand all the arguments with everything. The board did. We did what we had, and our collective will of the body to do. And so, I just wanted to say that on the record. And again, a lot of people, fought hard to come out to have their right to vote. And again, for that to be taken away, I think it's just unconstitutional and it's wrong. So, thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Murphy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Many of you know that I have been fighting against this for a long time. And I don't think our people really understand what they're doing. In 1619, the first slaves came over, 20 to 30, on a slave ship, shackled hands and feet. And those shackles weighed 15 to 30 pounds. They laid parallel next to each other in their own feces, brought against their will over here to America to enslave our people. They fought for us to have the right to go to desegregated schools. They fought for us to have the right to use desegregated bathrooms. They fought for us to have the right for free education. And most of all, they fought for us to have the right to vote. And to disenfranchise the people's vote, you're telling them that they don't have a say on who they elect to sit in this seat. My ancestors fought for over 100 years just so we can have this right to be the next president of the United States, to be a commissioner, to be a judge. They fought for us to sit here and to have this right, only for us to be, it can be taken away from us hundreds of years later. That's not constitutional at all. That's voters' nullification. We all know that. So my thing is, if my ancestors bled and died for us to have this right to vote, who are you to tell me to take it away? Who are you? I am upset that we have to sit here at this time to fight for the rights for us to vote, just so y'all can take it away because you're angry. Being angry doesn't mean you take the votes away from the people that put us here. So, Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I would like to sign on. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Love.
I am in full agreement with this resolution because I am an elected official and I work hard for my district. Lights on and lights off. Nobody can tell me what I don't do for my district. We all have a district that we represent. Blood, sweat, and tears. We go to funerals, we buy the kids stuff, and we visit our schools daily. This is wrong. We vote, we are duly elected officials. Our communities voted us in. And whatever we have to do to stand on what Tawana Murphy just stated, I am willing to do that. And I want to sign on to this resolution.
Thank you, Board Member. Vice Chair Coleman.
Thank you, Chair. I want to go on the record. I submitted the resolution. It was not read that I did. And I want to say a few weeks ago, the county commissioners voted to enact a resolution to realign our school board election cycle. The resolution fundamentally abridges the terms of 5 of my colleagues, members who were duly elected by the voters. Not appointed, but they were elected by the voters. Throughout the commission's deliberations about the resolution concerns were repeatedly raised about the unconstitutionality of shortening elected terms. Board members stood in solidarity, voicing our concerns. The county mayor vetoed their action. The Shelby County Attorney's Office notified the commission that adopting the law would not shield them against lawsuits challenging the constitutionality of shortening the terms of board members, and in casting the deciding vote to override Mayor Harris's veto of the resolution, Commissioner Mikhail Lowry rationalized that he did so because he thought the matter should go before the court. I am gravely concerned that the direct and immediate effect of the commissioner's resolution is continually unconstitutional. And I believe that the district has a compelling interest in protecting the integrity of the governance structure, not just regarding elections, but regarding any actions that may be unconstitutional in nature. I agree with what my colleagues have said. To take away something that people have fought for years is just wrong. To say because we did what we had to do, you're mad and take away our rights, it's just wrong. So I was the first to sign off on this resolution, and I will continue to put my name on it to stand by my colleagues. And thank you for the service that you've rendered so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Coleman. Do I have any other lights?
I'd like to sign on to the resolution as well. Thank you.
With that said, I will sign on to the resolution as well, and I want to echo the comments of all of my colleagues. But more importantly, I'd like to say thank you to Vice Chair Coleman for recognizing the gravity of the decision that was made by the County Commission. This is a truly undemocratic process. It is blatantly, patently, and clearly unconstitutional. It is something that we are nationally witnessing at this point in time, and to have to witness this here locally is even more abhorrent. I would like to say that this is not about individual positions. This is about the integrity of this body. Because who's to say that someone who's sitting in these seats in the next 4 years doesn't have to deal with this again? But again, I want to thank each and every one of you, and I will sign on to this, and I'm fully supportive of this. All right, roll call vote, please.
Board Member Porter?
Yes.
Board Member Murphy?
Aye.
Board Member Love?
Aye.
Board Member Otey?
Aye.
Board Vice Chair Coleman?
Aye.
Board Chair McKinney?
Yes.
You have 6 in the affirmative.
That motion passes, and the resolution for approval for litigation may proceed. Next up is the approval of the Facilities Ad Hoc Committee recommendations. It is recommended that the Memphis-Shelby County Schools Board of Education accepts the Facilities Ad Hoc Committee recommendations. Mr. Jenkins, could you please read that resolution in to the record? Do you have a copy of it? Okay.
Whereas the Shelby County Board of Education Board established a Facilities Ad Hoc Committee in May 2025, and whereas the primary purpose of the committee is to assist the board in the development of a comprehensive facilities plan that is aligned with district and community needs, and whereas the committee, comprised of all members of the board, staff, and external stakeholders, has presented recommendations for developing a clear, data-driven strategy with a focus on the following: data and asset strategy, adopting a metrics-based framework for facility planning, community and equity, implementing a public engagement plan with broad, inclusive outreach, facility, funding partnership work group, collaborating with the local funding body for full facilities funding over 7 to 10 years, developing capital campaign strategies, identifying asset reuse for surplus facilities, exploring a joint construction authority, and creating a clear narrative for investments. Implementation and partnerships, developing a framework for facilities partnerships, establishing processes for district community partnerships, and supporting the housing stability framework and the facilities trade workforce pipeline strategy. Whereas the board recognizes the need for a forward-looking framework for capital planning and resource allocation that reflects the diverse needs and priorities of the district and community. Be it therefore resolved that the board accepts the recommendations of the committee as a foundational guidepost for the development of the district's long-range facilities master plan and asset management strategy. Sponsored by Board Chair McKinney.
And also by Board Member Sable Ote. Do I have a motion?
I so motion that we accept the recommendation for the other facilities and ad hoc committee, please.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we accept the Shelby County Board of Education recommendations of the Facilities Ad Hoc Committee. Roll call vote, please. Oh, actually, do we have any discussion? Seeing no lights, roll call vote, please.
Board Member Porter. Board Member Murphy.
Aye.
Board Member Love.
Present, not voting.
Board Member Ote.
Yes.
Board Vice Chair Coleman.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Board Chair McKinney.
Yes.
You have 5 in the affirmative, 1 present, not voting.
That resolution passes. Moving on to the next, approval of the Charter Schools Fall Amendment recommendations. It is recommended that the Memphis-Shelby County Schools Board of Education approves the Charter Schools Fall Amendment recommendations. Do I have a motion? Okay. I need a motion to approve the Charter Schools Fall Amendment recommendations.
I move to approve the Charter Schools Fall Amendment recommendations.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Board Member Murphy and seconded by Board Member Coleman. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please take roll call vote.
Board Member Porter. Board Member Murphy.
Aye.
Board Member Love.
Aye.
Board Member Ote.
Aye.
Board Vice Chair Coleman.
Aye.
Board Chair McKinney.
Yes.
You have 6 in the affirmative.
That has passed the Charter Schools Fall Amendment recommendations. There being no further business, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.